Hi, so today I thought we're going to do a little bit of a Inktober inspired piece. I really just wanted to sit down and capture this moment, and I thought why not do it in a different medium and have some fun with it. So what I decided to do for this first day of Inktober was, I think, is like the sort of the point with Inktober, for me anyway, just having fun and trying to challenge myself in a good way. And what I decided to do, oh crap, okay, vi gör så. Hi, it's Julia, and today I have a piece for Inktober to share with you. I had so much fun making this, and I thought I was going to share the process since it is the first day of the month we like to call Inktober here in the creative world. And I do like to play with ink, but it's not my foremost media, and I think because of that it was really fun. So I really wanted to challenge myself and have a bit of fun with it. So I decided to play along, bring out my ink stuff, and yeah, but use it in a way where I feel a bit more comfortable. So I decided to do this piece of Wiola, that is my dog. She is standing here on a tree that has been cut down in a yard, in our garden, and she likes to stand there watching out over the great vistas of our home, looking for hair or dirt so she can bark or something. She really likes being a bit like standing a bit tall or up so she has a great view. And yeah, this is just one of many images I have, and I thought that would be very much her. And I decided to do it on a piece of Hahnemühle paper. This is a cellulose paper, and I really like it. It's very smooth. It has that kind of sort of hammered texture, which makes it very well for doing stuff with an ink or a quill where you have a very fine point. You get a lot of details, but you still have a bit of texture, and you can add lots of water. It's a very good paper, in my opinion, for being a cellulose paper. So I just quickly sketched out in pencil where she was and the tree stump, and then I went to town. So I took out my quill. I have a quill that is yeah, it has 2 points or two little thingies, holds a lot of ink and will last you a very long time, and I really enjoy drawing with it. You can get some variation in the lines, and I really enjoy working with it, and yeah, you can go for quite some time without refilling it. The ink I'm using are India ink by Jackson in black. I have it in different colors, but yeah, it's very nice and very easy to work with, and when you dilute it with water you get a pretty warm tone, so you can get a lot of different tones with it. As you can see, I'm working with now. I'm going to start adding the ink. So one of my favorite ways to work with the ink is to wet the surface and then let the ink just flow. As a watercolorist, I think that is what we like. We like to see the medium working in the water and being free and flowy and creating all those textures that we can't do that with control. We have to let go. So for me anyway, that is something that I really love about ink, that you can get these very specific ink washes. Now, when I was working on this piece, I have been working with ink before, but this is the first time I've used this India ink from Jackson on a big piece, not just for lines, but actually painting with it. And it dried a lot lighter than what I thought it would. My experience is that ink typically dry the way it looks, watercolor I know shifts color, but yeah, so that was definitely something that I learned throughout this, that the ink dries a lot lighter than it goes down. But the good thing about the ink compared to watercolor is that the ink, when it dried, and this anyway, it's permanent, light, fast and dry to a water resistant film. So it doesn't dry waterproof, but it's water resistant, and you can go over it layer upon layer, so that is really nice. So I could go in and darken up the areas. And so I did the first like lines and the first wash, and then I came back and did the other day, so I had some time to dry. And I'm using some of my brushes here with the metal handle, and those are these ones, and I have them in my shop, and they are just travel brushes, synthetic hairs. I really like them. They hold a lot of water for being synthetic, and a really good point, and they're really nice to work with. And especially here where I'm working with a semi-permanent medium. I don't want to use my fancy natural or sable or squirrel hair brushes. I am very, those are sacred. But nylon or synthetic hairs I think are more resilient in that kind of way, and that's why I use them for different mediums. So if I'm working with ink, gouache, acrylic, anything, I like to use synthetic. They're a bit more, yeah. The other ones, I'm just like, we take care of them, we say a prayer, you know. So anyway, but yeah, I had so much fun working on this piece. I really liked getting that texture on the wood stump, whatever you call it. Using a lot of different techniques, both with the quill, getting the lines, but also shading with ink and using the side of the brush to get sort of a dry brush effect on it to create texture. Also leaving out, so playing with value, leaving out for the leaves and grass, mushrooms, and also parts of Viola, leaving her out, so that would be a big contrast. Now, I really wanted to go with a bold contrast, but like I said, I had a bit of an issue with the ink drying a lot lighter than I thought it would, and if I didn't put it down like without any water, it would dry lighter. So yeah, I mean, I do like how it looks, and I'm very, very happy with the result, but yeah, it's definitely a learning curve, and I think that is it with Inktober. We are supposed to challenge ourselves, if that is playing with ink in a specific month, or just because I feel we get so stuck in what we do and how we do things. I think it's really good we get a bit of a kick or a bit of a shove to experiment more and to develop, because I feel like every time I've done anything challenging, if that is Inktober or drawing with a different medium or a new color scheme, I always learn something, even if that is I hate drawing with ink. Well, then I know that. Or if it is a color challenge, maybe I absolutely love green and pink together, or whatever it is. I think we can always learn and continue to do so, even if it is just about how to get ink out of your brush. Yeah, so anyway, I think this is really fun. I am really happy with how this turned out, with all the value I could get and the different textures, specifically in the wood. And yeah, so and it was really fun, you know, wetting the surface and then adding in the ink and seeing that just sort of explode. I think that is my favorite part anyway. So yeah. And it was really fun, and I do have to recommend this paper by Hannah Muller. I think it's really great, and it's very, very white for being a watercolor paper, so it's definitely more like a white than a normal white. that we get. We get a pretty much a warm white, I would say, typically in watercolor, but this one is definitely white. So yeah, and it's very nice to paint on, and yeah, I'm really happy with having this piece. I think you can sort of see I have it here in the studio now. I'm very happy with it, and I was a bit hesitant to do the whole Inktober, and I still don't think that I will sit down and do one of these pieces every day, but I am really happy with how this one turned out, and I had a lot of fun working with it, and I think that it definitely sort of encouraged me to try doing this more, and because I think it's amazing how much you can accomplish with just one medium. Now I use different tools to get the effect, but I only use one medium and water, and I think that is really cool to see what you can do. And I also thinking like, how cool would it be to mix in different mediums? Like, what happens if I mix in a few color pencils or a few watercolors, or just, you know, to add like different effects. So yeah, I am having a really good time. I hope that you feel inspired now when Inktober has started, and hopefully I will do some more of these because it was really fun. But I definitely think that every day is too much for me, but I definitely feel inspired and uplifted, and yeah, I think that is the point with it. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon.